Like any parent-child relationship, however, this one required adjustments on both sides. For instance, steps were quickly taken toward establishing a changed apartment routine. It was now fall, and every morning at 11, while the maid cleaned their room and bath, the old couple would toddle off to a nearby park to watch the preschool set cavort in the playground. Once Myrna grabbed Myron's arm in the nick of time as he was lifting his leg to climb into the sandbox. There were, of course, the usual ailments endemic to second childhood: arthritis, rheumatism, gas, lumbago, and so on. But fortunately, the younger couple's generous health insurance plan included a rider for Medicare supplements. Then there were the messes, which could have been serious bones of contention. During their first few dinners together, P&P would silently grieve and gnash their teeth at the distressingly frequent spills onto the priceless antique pink damask tablecloth. "Maybe they can eat in the kitchen with the rest of the help," Paula ventured. "No, no, dear. Dinner is a unique opportunity for quality family time." 4 top-of-the-line plastic mats with a pattern based on Monet's water lilies brilliantly resolved the matter. Toilet training, mess number 2, was another potential deal-breaker. Myron was nearsighted, his stream spastic, and soon the maid was grumbling and making noises about quitting. But no sooner had the issue been tactfully raised than without a bit of fuss, the old gentleman graciously agreed to do all his business sitting down, and the seat was permanently lowered. Quick studies both, P&P readily sensed that they would have to do some proactive heavy lifting to keep the generation bridge in good repair. Towards the end of the first trimester, on a weekday evening when nothing else was on, they decided to pump a few hours into the family account. After they had batted around several non-starters, Paula came up with the perfect plan. They would take M&M to the movies, to a not-too-exciting CG-75. "Ha ha, CG-75. Good one, P," Paul allowed. "And we won't even have to talk to them." "Not nice, P," Paula admonished. "Your own parents? Am I seeing the proverbial cloud no bigger than a man's middle finger here?" Paul inwardly frowned at this recidivism, double-barreled, on the part of his irrepressible other, who had not seriously lapsed since a wedding about a month before. On that occasion, having been assigned to a table with 8 strangers, as they picked their way through the mediocre catered meal, Paula had fired off audible whisper one of her polyglot specials, caviar emptot. Meanwhile, back at the condo, finger pun ignored, the movie plan was broached. Myrna was tickled, so dinner having been eaten and spilled, off they went. "What are we seeing?" Myron asked as they popped and crept into the cab. "Surprise," said Paula. "It's a great flick," Paul chimed in. "Trust me." Myron, it must be said, looked as if he smelled a rat. The movie was a revival, but as Paul had observed, bet the ranch on it, they haven't seen this one. The proud young couple sat 1 row behind and to one side of their wards, both to allow them their independence and to watch and enjoy their reactions. The now classic film was as startlingly violent as P&P remembered it. At one point, the main character comes across a severed ear, shown close up and crawling with insects. A grinning Paul nudged Paula, for Myron and Myrna's jaws looked as if they had come unhinged, albeit in Myron's case, because he was ingesting popcorn as fast as an industrial vacuum cleaner. When they got home, the family unit recapped their night out. "Wow," said Myron, doing his indoor skiing routine. "I haven't had that much fun since the Scarface remake. Remember the chainsaw behind the shower curtain?" Myrna, who was knitting a sweater for a grandniece, kept her counsel. Later, P&P sat propped on their huge pillows, stretched out on the gold satin bedspread of their ergonomic king-size 9K Scandinavian bed, wearing their matching reading glasses, laptops humming in harmony, minor fifth. Looking up for a moment from the mega merger, 15.4b, he was putting together, Paul observed, apparently 75% of all participants in this evening's entertainment rated a complete success. Check, Paula concurred, entering a different number into the report on the smallish hostile takeover 2.7b she was betting. Gangbusters. And so it went. A tissue of satisfactions many, a tissue of annoyances many, and satisfactions some. Then sadly, 12 or 13 weeks into the quasi-parent-child relationship, as it reached what might be called its adolescence, the crowd grew huge and dark, then burst. As is so often the case, music proved the treacherous rock upon which the family vessel foundered. Both ends were partially deaf. Both passionately loved Mantovani and Lawrence Welk. A one and a two, Paul quipped. If they play that elevator shit one more time, it's bubbles in the cyanide for them. And when the sensitive issue was broached, even though after his homicidal private outburst, Paul did temper his language, the reaction was predictably oppositional. Darn it, Myron exploded. Can't we even listen to our own music? We never have any fun around here. That'll do, Myron, snapped Paul. Go to your room, now, both of you. Sulkily, with their blood pressures approaching dangerous levels, without another word, off the old couple trudged. Trying to calm down, Paul twirled a leftover breadstick, while Paula breathed deeply and stared into space. A few minutes later, a thud was heard over the intercom. Its source was the guest bedroom, and it was immediately followed by a second thud. Paul and Paula stared at each other in wild surmise. Then Paul groped for his cell. As it turned out, two hearts that had beaten as one for half a century had stopped beating almost as one. 2 days later, Myron and Myrna were interred in a double box at a nearby cemetery. A top-of-the-line floral display, donors absent anonymous, dominated the cortege. The day of the funeral, after dinner, the couple, young, sat in silence in their matching red leather club chairs before the fire in their climate-controlled living room. After a few minutes, they both looked up. We're orphans again, Paula sighed. That's life, babe. It comes with the territory. He paused for a moment, maintaining eye contact. Shall I, yes, please. Say something about musical tastes. Popping his laptop, Paul booted up and cut and pasted the modern immaturity ad into a new one. How's this? He read her the revised second para. Excellent salary, benefits, comfortable accommodations, plentiful food, usual parenting duties, musical compatibility, a must. Equal opportunity employers, no seniles, please, emails only, http www.modin.com/purse. Send it, she said. Thank you. John and I will have some books for sale over on the side if people want to read more of what we're writing. Thank you very much again.